In today's video, we are continuing our coverage of Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of the Madness. So, we are less than a month until this movie comes out, and there's been new TV spots left, right, center, even being featurettes. So, we are going to focus on Doctor Strange 2, but we will touch on some other Marvel properties. But first, if you could, subscribe to the channel. That really helps us out. Turn notifications on, comment, and share the video out. And if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, just check us out on Instagram at Warstu. And also, if you could check us out on Twitter sphere, aka Twitter, WarstuG. I've got like 12 followers over there. So, this is the most interesting content I've spoke about, in my opinion, in a very long time. Because of the following. So, careful spoilers, I don't want to ruin your life. Going into Spider-Man No Way Home, everyone knew Tobey, Andrew, and Warstu were going to appear in that movie. But in this movie, when it comes to the cameo roles, the overall story, no one really has much of a clue outside of the narrative we've been given from the trailers. And we already know the trailers are misleading because some of the scenes, the lighting looks off. And when lighting's off, it looks like it's being repurposed to hell. So it's very misleading the way they're advertising this movie, but not so much a Morbius kind of point of view where they put Oscorp in it, they put a Sammy Raimi Spider-Man in the background, and he doesn't even appear, and they don't even understand the post-credit scene from No Way Home. But when it comes to the cameo roles for this movie, we can only be sure for a few of them, because when they did the reshoots, they weren't actually reshoots. They were changing massive, pivotal plot points and chopping down and essentially cutting out the crap from the actual movie to make it short. Hence why this has got the smallest runtime ever of 2 hours and 6 minutes, and a lot of people are scared because they think they've chopped a lot out. From what I understand, and from what I've been told, a lot of these cameo roles have been chopped off the chopping board. Very big cameo roles. Now, I'm not saying we won't ever see these in behind the scenes Blu-ray or anything like that. They're not going to put a Spider-Man No Way Home on us and advertise that you get the 3 Spider-Men in the deleted scenes and then you don't actually get them. If Marvel does do an extended Blu-ray or something like that, we will get these deleted scenes. But on the same day, on Tuesday, I was sent this by 3 different people, and one of them has publicly tweeted about it. So Riley Johnson, who is the editor-in-chief of Fandom Wire. Yeah, I know Fandom Wire doesn't have a very good reputation, but one thing that can be said is, although we called it, every freaking person called it under the sun, they are technically a trade with somewhat credibility. They called that Tobey and Andrew would be in Spider-Man No Way Home a year out before most people, but like I said, a lot of other people said. So what he posted is interesting. So this is coming on the 12th of April, a few days ago. Been hearing that Tobey Maguire's role as Peter Parker in Spider-Man may have been cut from Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. Hoping that's not the case would be really disappointing for fans. So the only reason I'm going over this, because the same day, I mean, I can't correlate what time of day it was sent, but I was sent something as well that says this. I've been hearing about some of the cameo roles recently. Tobey Maguire, Wolverine, The Thing, Ghost Riders, cameos, and even more were cut the second they began to do reshoots, then eventually implement different scenes and different pivotal plot points. So interesting. So the whole Wanda kills Tobey Maguire is off the table now, and there's a lot of people talking about this Tobey Maguire one. But the information I've had sent to me is that Ghost Rider was supposed to be Nicolas Cage, apparently has been cut. The Thing and Wolverine. Now the information I have, it doesn't actually go ahead and say who Wolverine was going to be, who The Thing was going to be, and yes, there still is a, oh my god, cameo role in this movie that I have seen one of the big scooper talk about it, but they haven't actually said who it is. So respect to that person for not revealing who this insane cameo role is that no one seems to know, because no one's talking about it. But I've been told about this. I've had this information for months now. I'm just interested for myself to see, will this be in the movie? Now, we know that no one's going to see it to the world premiere on 2nd of May. Then reviewers will get to see it on the 3rd of May when the embargo lifts. So while we know, obviously I don't know if I've got an early screening yet. Usually I get an early screening with Marvel-based properties, but I don't know if I've got an early screening yet. But it's going to be fascinating to see if that is true. So also, one thing that I love about the Twitter sphere and about credibility is when Super Duper Scoopers backtrack to hell. So, My Time to Shine said there was a Deadpool post-credit scene and then tried to say they never said that. So someone asked My Time to Shine the following. At My Time to Shine, is the end credit scene of Doctor Strange 2 still the one where you said Deadpool comes through with his friend through the MCU gates of the Illuminati? Then My Time to Shine is a bit of a troll recently. That's why I don't know how credible they are. She, he, I've got no idea who's behind the account. I know they're writing on some No Way Home stuff, but literally that's all Reddit level stuff. So she came back and basically denied it, saying, right, but I never said how. But if you do some digging, on April the 2nd, My Time to Shine said this: Deadpool is in the Multiverse of Madness, but just in a post-credit sequence. That is a very clear claim that either true or untrue, time would tell. Edited. There was a rumor post-credit scene where Deadpool, Domino, Vanessa walking into the Illuminati facility, post-fight with fourth wall breaking commentary in regards to another dead Professor X. So she did say that, but what is more interesting is if you go through My Time to Shine tweets, and this is what I think is bad because people believe what this person says. Is she was talking about Professor X recently and then backtracked and said, I've seen Professor X in Doctor Strange 2. He looks dumb. Now, the only reason I'm saying this is because it got a bunch of traction, 4,600 likes, over 100 quote tweets. But then she came back a while later and was like, this was just a joke. By the way, he looks great. Now, I don't believe that this person behind this account has any idea what Professor X is going to look like in Doctor Strange 2. We've all seen the leak. We've all seen the leaked VFX artwork, and we've literally seen Professor X from the face forward. So we know exactly what it's going to look like anyway. It's just, like I keep saying, guys, take everyone's information with a pinch of salt, because My Time to Shine claims that she didn't say anything about Deadpool and how he enters the MCU, but she did. But then if you go to the same, I guess you could say, Marvel spoiler page on Reddit. Yeah, this is Reddit level stuff. We have another trusted inside source or insider on Twitter who I actually think is a lot more credible than most people because they've been doing it from at least Avengers Infinity War. I remember information coming out from Viewer and on back then. And he said the following: I don't think he's in it, but I'm not so confident in that. I bet anything. So this is referring to Viewer and On doesn't think that Deadpool is in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. I don't think he's in it, but I'm not so confident in that. I bet money or anything. So that's interesting how one super duper scooper claims they're in it, another one doesn't. Now, I think Viewer and On is more credible in this situation. As far as I know, Deadpool is definitely in this movie. It's just a case of how is Deadpool in this movie. And I just thought them tidbits are worth saying because these, you know, scoopers on Twitter, they get a lot of credit for when they get things right and get things wrong. But when they backtrack, it's like for some reason they get a free pass. So it is really interesting because Deadpool being in this movie would be a huge draw. So I've also got some other information about a scene that takes place in the Illuminati building. Mordo brings them to the Illuminati in New York City, which is where Strange Building is in the MCU. The Illuminati is re-2005. Professor X, Bruce Campbell, Mordo, Black Bolt, Inhumans, Maria, Marvel, and Captain Carter. They imprison Strange and Chavez and bring them to the court as seen in the trailer. Wanda does her candle scene and meets herself in the Illuminati universe. She takes over the body of the variant. She meets her kids. The Illuminati say they are going to destroy her, Chavez, because she's been connecting universes so fast that the multiverse is going to collapse if she keeps going. Strange refuses to go along and is given one day to get her back to her original universe. He meets Christina, variant, who can remove her powers and transfer her back. Now, this is allegedly information from someone that's seen the movie at the first test screening, and they most likely have changed a bunch of things. But I wanted to draw that attention to you guys because everyone keeps saying that Bruce Campbell was supposed to be Boulder the Brave, but it's been cut. But Bruce Campbell publicly himself said that he thinks his scene's been cut. I just find it very odd that everyone says Bruce Campbell's scene's been cut, but he's also been rumored to be playing a Sammy Raimi version of Doctor Strange to the point on April's Fool Day. Okay, it's actually only 12 o'clock here in the UK, to the point where he actually trolled himself. But if I was a betting person in terms of which cameo roles are actually real, I would say the following is Charlene's, I don't know how you pronounce the last name, will be clear. This clear post-credit scene is definitely true from what we understand. Tom Cruise Iron Man, I believe that's 100% true. Professor X, Patrick Stewart, definitely true. We've seen it in the trailer. John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic. I believe that is definitely true. But everything else is up for grabs because the most recent information did say during the reshoots they did a couple of months ago, which they only just finished like a month or so ago, they've changed a lot of this movie around. So the original plan is still in play to somewhat degree, but it's been condensed to make it flow and give it more validity in the sense that it doesn't drag. So it's hard to know what to believe and what not to believe, but I do believe, as we said, that Clea will show up at the end of the movie. Deadpool will show up in the post-credit scene. Tom Cruise Iron Man in it. John K. Mr. Fantastic definitely in it. And as for cameo roles, that's as far as I can say I know 100%. They will be happening, but either way, we're going to find out who was supposed to be in this movie after said movie comes out anyway, because we're less than 3 weeks till this movie coming out. So we're going to find out everything soon. Anyway, so I just wanted to bring this to your attention because if these cameo roles have been cut, that is insane. If this information is true, that really is insane that these cameo roles have been cut. Because a lot of people thought Ghost Rider would appear, Tobey Maguire would appear, to the point where they're saying it was zombie Tobey Maguire being killed by Wanda, Wolverine, and The Thing. I'm unsure, guys, but let me know what you guys think down below. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and I'll catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch you later.